Hello everybody, AOG Gaming here, back with another video on Outer Plane. So I have to redo my water team, because I got Tamara, as y'all know. Let's just go to that hero right now. So yeah, Tamara is probably one of the best heroes in the game.
Tamara reporting in and ready for action.
I replaced my Veronica, the commander, because she's good at defense and stuff, and she's actually good at, you know, putting the defense down. However, I don't need it that consistent. Well, here, let's see, right? She's a defender, so she's good, right?
What can I do you for?
I'm not gonna say she's bad in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, she removes a buff from all enemies, which is insanely good. It depends though, because usually when there's a team with buffs, they have multiple buffs, so it's good on some ends, but it might be not useful on, like, it might just be useless. You take away their, like, recovery buff or something. The defense, increasing the defense of your all your allies for 3 turns is ridiculous though. She's basically a better Yuri in that sense, but Yuri is Earth, so, you know, different type of hero, but, you know, defense for your entire team, insanely good. Removes 1 debuff from the caster at the start of her turn. She grants a barrier to the ally with the lowest health for 1 turn, and the caster's strength increases proportional to the caster's max health. Basically, it's saving your team with your ally with the lowest health. She's very good for pushing late game content because she's able to keep your team alive, and she's able to keep herself from being debuffed, which is very good. So you have a consistent defender and damage dealer basically. She also has taunts on her dual attack, which is something to note of. It's only 70% chance, but it's still there. And she does increase your defense again, which is insane for her chain finish effect, so very good. Her basic is actually pretty decent, but the problem is that a lot of bosses are actually immune to taunts, so it doesn't actually work as well as you think. It's more better for PvE and PvP. When it attacks an enemy, it has a 50% chance to inflict taunted on the target for 1 turn, and it goes up to 70%. Sorry. Activate a dual attack with the ally with the highest attack if the caster's defense is currently increased. Well, if you have 3 turns, here's 1 turn, here's 2 turns, and well, this is a 5-turn cooldown though. Yeesh. Okay, yeah, so you're gonna have to use that chain skill in order to continue the defense up. But pretty much every time you use the skill, you have it's a guaranteed dual attack. That's interesting on a basic. That's very good actually. Yeah, that's actually really good. So I might replace Laplace honestly, just to make a really fast speed clear team. But Laplace is really good at dealing damage to the bosses. So here's the thing, right? If you're going for more of a defensive comp, then it's definitely the commander you want, Veronica. But if you're going for more of an offensive build, which is what I have right now, it depends on which characters you have. So now, we know she's good, and this actually basic will come into play, right? What's at the burst effects? 100% chance to activate dual attack. Yeah, and increases damage. Okay, yeah, this is ridiculous. Increases the chance to inflict taunted by 30%. Activate dual attack with 2 allies. Okay, yep, that's good. What I've noticed from the 3 water characters that have the 3-star is they are very good at weakness gauge reduction. Very good. It is insane, and it is mostly the basics, which is kind of funny. So yeah, she's very good. But again, Tamara actually has a dual attack on her basic as well, and she has defense down. She doesn't have defense increase, but she has critical hit chance, I believe, or critical hit rates, and then critical damage is on her burst skill one, which we'll go to in a second. But basically, she doesn't protect your team as much, but she does provide a lot more damage and debuffs, which will come into play when we talk about Laplace. This is all talk about a water team. There will be some gameplay at the end if you want to see it, because I'm going to try and get through these as fast as possible. But yeah, all you got to know is Veronica's good. I'm not using her because I have very, very, very good speed clearing offensive build, so just something for you to know. Okay, the reason I'm going over this video again, because actually it's more broken than my light team. Like, the synergies are just ridiculous. So first, we gotta cover our bases, right? We got the healer. and she's going to be sustaining us. But the reason why I said she's really good, especially her ultimate, is not only that she resurrects and heals all your allies, but the attack to surviving allies for 2 turns. Basically, you use this at the beginning just to make, like, if you're not going to face a speed clearing team, you know, usually for arena you use this after your teammates have died, so you don't use it before. But if you're able to survive, you know, until you get the cooldown again, so it goes down to 2 turn cooldown. Wait, no, it goes down to, wait, -1 turn. Oh wait, no, it's a 4 turn cooldown. Right. It was at 7. I was confused. I was like, wait a second, no, it's a max. So it is a 4 turn cooldown at max, which is still a lot. But taking 4 turns with her is probably not that hard. So yeah, you could do. I mean, no, it doesn't work with dual attack because it's the highest character with the highest attack. But you could give her a ridiculous amount of speed and just have her like AoE heal everybody a lot. So yeah, basically it's just this skill really that matters, and then her second, her basic. So her ultimate will give you attack up, so that's a buff that comes into play. Your entire team gets attack. Insanely ridiculous when you got Laplace, Tamara, and Rin on your team. You got a striker, you got a ranger, and you got a mage, and they deal so much damage, it is ridiculous. Alright, so that comes into play, right? Now, her basic. We're not really going to talk about her second skill because it's just debuff, duration decrease, and then healing your allies, which is like, oh, that, I mean, that's what you want in a healer. Great. I'm not going to complain about that. Also, her ultimate's kind of broken, so it's fine that they made her second skill lackluster. Basic, attacks an enemy and heals the ally with the lowest health by 7%. Now, this does come into play because basically, unless you're doing a super sustained comp, you kind of want more damage, because damage is definitely better since you can deal a lot of damage and decrease weakness gauge. That comes into play a lot. So the commander, wait, does she does a dual attack only in her basic, right? So her passive skill doesn't actually let her do anything, but
what can I do you for?
But cleanse, right? Yeah, so basically her passive is you're taking away weakness gauge reduction. So if you look at your characters, I think it's 2 or 3, right? For this. So it's 2 for weakness gauge reduction on the second skill, and that's usually after you upgrade it once, maybe twice. For most characters, it's usually once, level 2. So yeah, the weakness gauge reduction actually comes into play a lot, even for like guild content, like just random content, because you get the chain skill that you want to use when the enemy or the boss is in break, because if they are not in the break state, you're not going to be doing as much damage. If they are in the enraged state, good luck dealing damage or a decent amount of damage. You can still deal damage, but it's just very lackluster. But yeah, very important, right? Okay, so that's basically it for Mene. She can have some more AoE heals with her basic. It does a little bit more stuff, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, the level 2 does. The level 2 is insanely broken. But I'm not able to get there yet because I don't have, you know, insanely broken gear on her. Actually, I don't even have her health all the way up. Maybe I should upgrade some of this stuff. No, it's fine. And also when she uses the burst skill, she's gonna heal the ally. Yeah, she just. I mean, this is a different. This is a weapon, so it's you know, if you're lucky, you get it. Okay, so that's the basis, right? Now we got the damage dealing part of the team. So basically, I was like, if Mene can sustain my team, I don't really need Veronica. Like, yeah, she's good, but she's gonna have less weakness gauge reduction. And she does have kind of a guaranteed dual attack on her basic, which does make up for the weakness gauge reduction. But in that case, I would just rather bring another character that already has that plus a second skill, so that you can continue the weakness gauge reduction. I'm not saying Veronica's bad in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying the way I want to build the team and the way I want it to speed clear is a lot different, and using Veronica I don't think is the best option for that, because the defense up is like, okay, whatever. Okay, so we go to Tamara. We can go to Rin and Valentine, but I've already done separate videos on them.
Tamara reporting in and ready for action.
So, she's really broken as well. Her third skill is really good. It's one of the best third skills in the game because of skill cooldown reduction. We all know how broken that was in this slat. We all know how broken that is in this game. It's pretty much like game defining. Not happy that they did that for only a few characters, but you know, it is what it is at this point. And to be fair, once you get the character, you can max it out. So it's not like you get the character and it's like, oh, I can't use them. No, you can use them. You just gotta wait a little bit, but it's definitely a lot less longer than waiting to get the character again. So yeah, very good, very nice. I like it. And also, you know, inflict reduced defense, which is gonna go really well in hand with Mene's attack buff. And then when she scores a critical hit, she has a 70% chance to increase the skill cooldowns of all targets by 1 turn. So you want to have a lot of crit on her. I don't think I have a lot of crit on her actually. If you look at her, oh sorry, the info, right. It's 28%, so it's like close to somewhat okay. No, it's not that good. I kind of need a critical. I need some crit pieces, right? What does this do? 15% chance to reduce attack for 1 turn. Oh, okay. Actually, no, that's good. That's good. Reduced attack. Okay.
Check.
So yeah, that's
Tamara reporting in and
like
ready for
the
action.
main part of her, right? And it's really good. It's an 85% chance for defense, and I also think this one goes to. Oh no, I think it all goes to the ultimate, right? So you have 100% chance for defense down, but it's a 70% chance just always for skill cooldown, or unless it's 85 for both of them. I think it's 100% down for defense because that's usually what it is, the debuff. Whereas the skill cooldown is probably more RNG. That makes more sense, a little bit more balance. Not just like this character is the end all be all for skill cooldowns. You got the third skill, her burst skill, which is insanely good. So, has an 80% chance to grant all allies increased critical hit chance for 2 turns before attacking an enemy. Now this is really good, right? The problem is I usually use the third skill before I even use the second skill. But now I'm thinking maybe I should just use the second skill first always. Because even bosses, they don't use their ultimate until like their second turn. So, and she is a ranger, so she's gonna have a lot of speed and probably go before the boss. Yeah, and then when scoring a critical hit also has inflict silence, which is like, okay, that is gross. It's also 2 turns at level 5. Yeah, and it's basically an 100% chance to. She has 100% chances, but they're built into her higher level skills, which you know is fine. That's how most characters work. Burst skills cannot be used for silence, which also they can't use their ultimate. They can only use chain and basic attacks. So most bosses literally, well, they can't be silent, so this doesn't really matter. But for like arena, so good. Basically, well, you don't have the chain skill, so they can only use their basic skill. So yeah, that's kind of broken.
Regulars here. This is an Earth. There are no regulars.
But yeah, it's just
Not
to
on Earth,
increase
there are no
everybody's critical hit
regulars here.
chance by 50%. So basically, it becomes 78% chance for her, which is almost guaranteed. So very good. And then her basic, which is basically what I was talking about with Veronica, the commander, is that when she scores a critical hit, has an 85% chance to activate dual attack from the ally with the highest attack. Having her with Valentine would be insanely broken, but I'm trying to do a water team that still works very well, even if the character isn't maxed out. But if they are maxed out, it's just that much more broken. So this goes up to 100% chance, which is why I upgraded this skill instead of going for one of these. Because it's a level 3 85% chance. It's ridiculous. Level 5 is 100% chance. So you literally just need to give her a lot of crit and she will do wonders for your team. Yeah, and you don't need to give her that much crit because she also does a 50% crit increase for 2 turns, which is insanely broken. Also, I don't know if this effect is for silence or for the but it's an effect. It's not a buff, right? Effect is the debuffs and +1 buff duration. I think that's what it would say. But yeah, she's very good. She's insanely broken. And on my water team, it's just insanely. It's so good. And then she puts Mark. Automatically becomes a target for attack and takes increased damage, which actually does a lot more than you think. Also, it works really well with Laplace because again, I took out Veronica because I was like, okay, well, here's one debuff. Here is another debuff. And here is a third debuff just in her kit itself. So I was like, okay, yeah, I think I should be using her. And also I gave her this so it can work better with Laplace. So after using a skill, 50% chance to inflict reduced attack. So very good. So yeah, she is insanely good, insanely broken, and the way she works really well. Actually, I forgot the.
Reporting in and ready for action.
If her second skill becomes even better with the burst effect, like every character in the game, 3 turns increase critical damage on all allies. So that's where her critical damage comes from. So basically, you can get critical hit chance and critical damage on your entire team if you are able to save AP points or you have AP point gain. Again, Mene on her second burst for her basic, because her basic is her burst skill, does give plus 70 AP points, which is, I think, a little bit more than halfway. I think it's 120. Well, every character has a little bit different though, so I have to see, but it's usually around 120, and then the third skill is 160 AP points. So basically, you can just get these two as fast as possible. The reason why I say this skill is really broken is because when you get to the level 3, this basically becomes a type of Valentine. I used to drill my
recruits just as hard as a certain gunnery sergeant.
That is all about shutting down the enemy. Shut up. That basically shuts down the enemy because you get the silenced, and I think it's the silence itself. So you get 2 turn silence if you land it with the critical hit. You also gain critical hit chance for your entire team, critical damage for your entire team, and 3 turns increase effectiveness for your entire team, which is like, okay, yeah, and she gains an extra turn, which means she will automatically go into her ultimate. She will reduce the defense on the entire enemy team, which, yes, it goes up to 100% chance. I'm assuming this will stay at 70%. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. And then if she does land her crit, well, guess what? Cooldowns decrease, which is ridiculous. I don't think bosses are immune to this, by the way. So this actually works really well for bosses. This is why I say she's really broken, because skill cooldowns don't count as debuffs. So like, here, let's just go real quick to like, adventure, right? So go challenge. You just go to any boss, right? You can see what they're immune to and what they're not immune to. So like, go to here, and we go immunity info, right? They're immune to all of this, but as you can see, there is not a skill cooldown reduction here. Why? I don't know, but that makes Tamara insanely broken. Yeah, Tamara is just, like, it doesn't make her just a PvP, it literally makes her everything. Like, she will literally break boss content, like, it is that ridiculous. So yeah, basically, Tamara is insanely broken. Now. We talk about Tamara, we have to talk about Rin. So Tamara will give you the ability to basically do dual attacks with Rin.
Tamara reporting in and ready for action.
And, oh sorry, and with her basic, I believe, yeah. As long as she lands a crit, which is like 100% chance once you get it to ultimate. As long as she has a crit. And the reason I said Rin is because I have the most highest attack on her, which you want for this setup to work properly. Because Rin, because this is a water team, right? We're going to be facing fire bosses and fire content usually. You usually don't bring a full water team. Like, Rin can be so much more broken in a different way if you just increase all of her AP points. So with Siron, she would be insanely broken. Yeah, you can make like each individual character broken by having 3 characters that work so well with that character, but they're not always the same element. So this is like team synergy, but with the elements in mind, right? So I've already done her review, but ultimate, ridiculous. Increase the caster's critical hit chance for 2 turns and then attacks all enemies. Each time it's used, it increases attack by 7%. It goes up to a 21% increase in damage. Why does that matter? We'll get to that in a second. So it's basically, she does a lot more damage. The cooldown is only 4 turns in total, but it doesn't matter. You'll see that in a second. She always deals advantageous damage, and her dual attack effect after attacking increases the caster's priority by 20%. Now, this is really important with dual attacks, right? Especially with Tamara or with Veronica when you're doing stuff, because this literally breaks Rin. I've almost gotten like on the guild, not the guild raid, but like the elemental bosses, the 3 elemental bosses that you get gear and like gold and other stuff. I've almost been able to, the fire boss, I've almost been able to completely beat it, and that is get 40 chests. I think I've gotten 33 in total, which is like 7 until I get there. And mostly it's because one of my characters has always been frozen from the boss's second skill, I believe, which is kind of RNG based. There has been, I think the 33 one, none of my characters got frozen. So the boss doesn't actually have that great effectiveness, and your water as well against the fire boss.
Quite embarrassing.
So, you know. Sorry, I know it's embarrassing, but you're absolutely correct. After attacking, increase the caster's priority by 20%. Now, sorry, I'm repeating myself because this is just so good, right? So, why does that matter? Oh, I don't know. What the heck does her basic attack do? Attacks an enemy, increase the caster's priority by 20%. Increase the caster's priority by 30% if the target was a fire enemy. Oh, okay. So she gets 30 because we're facing fire bosses with her. And then she gets 20 with the dual attack. Because when you activate the dual attack, it's activating both this part of the effect and this part, because that is the actual skill she is casting in it itself. So what happens is she literally gains half a turn. She gains 50% priority, and it is so stupid. I can't even tell. I mean, I have to show y'all the guild contents now, probably next video, but this is just so broken. It literally is like, okay, and that's just like dual attacks. If you have a guaranteed dual attack and you have Reyna's the highest damage, which you probably want, she is a striker as well, so she's obviously going to have a lot of attack. This is disgusting. This is ridiculous. It's not even funny. Now, why does the 4-turn cooldown not matter on the third skill? Oh, I don't know. Attacks all enemies. Let's read her second skill. Shura Slash. This attack always deals advantageous damage. Resets cooldown if the caster has a buff. What does the third skill do? Oh, right. 2 turns, critical hit chance increase. What does Mene do? Oh, increase attack for 2 turns. What does Tamara do? Oh, right. She does like 3 different buffs. Right. Right, and we're not even getting to Laplas, but she also has a shield, I think. She gives you a barrier with her second skill. Just like, okay. Hey, so we have enough buffs to basically always guarantee this for the water team, which is what we want. Because then she uses this, right? And that's not the thing I'm talking about. I'm talking about this. Increases damage, reduces Dojikiri Yatsutsuna cooldown by 1 turn. That's her ultimate. So what does that mean? Okay, so she uses her skill, she goes back, it goes back to her turn, right? And now she's got an extra 7% attack from this. She still has her critical hit chance, and she has the attack up buff from Mene. There's defense down on the enemy team. Yeah, it's just a whole lot of like, oh, okay. So she's gonna do a lot of damage, right? So this is ridiculous, and of course her level 3 just makes her a lot better for fire damage. But basically she spams her second skill because it doesn't have a cooldown effectively. This 3-turn cooldown does not matter because you have buffs on your entire team. Yeah, honestly, I don't even think like you need to go past the second level if you don't want to, but if you want more damage, it does deal a decent amount of damage, basically as much as her third skill. So I would upgrade it to level 5. But oh my goodness, this character has become ridiculously broken on fight with Laplas, Tamara, and Mene. It is just disgusting. Yeah, and she gains enough priority that she gains enough AP. It does, like, she basically spams the skill twice, and then she's back to this. And the thing is, it goes down to 2-turn cooldown with this, right? After you use this. So it's 3-turn cooldown, and then it becomes 2-turn cooldown. If you use this, it becomes a 1-turn cooldown by the time you go back, because it's taking off 1 for taking a turn, but it's also taking off another because you're using level 1 burst effect. So it actually takes off 2, because when you do the initial attack it takes off 1, but then when you go back to your turn you're taking off a cooldown for, you know, coming back to your turn. So what happens is you use this, you come back to this, you use it once because you don't have any AP for the level 1. So then you go into it again because you had a buff with your ultimate. So I mean, well, not your ultimate because it's only 2 turns, but like any other character on your team can pretty much make up for that. So then you use this with the burst, and then boom, you have the Dojikiri Yatsuna again, and you use it, and then you get another attack increase, and it's just the whole thing shebang over again. And the thing is, that's not even counting the dual attacks that will happen with Tamara, with Tamara's basic. So honestly, if you want to confirm that, like if you want to make her really broken,
what
then
can I do you for?
I would put Veronica instead of Laplace, because she does also have the guaranteed dual attack. If she has her defense currently increased, which will basically happen. It's basically 3 turns, so like you have a 3 turns of dual attacks. So that's 150% prior. That's basically a turn and a half that yeah, that Rid gets. This is like yeah. Okay, so I'm not gonna do gameplay for this video because I have to wait for my. Sorry, I do apologize. I have to wait for my guild tokens to refresh. I don't know if you can do them again because you only get 2 for each thing, for the guild raid and then the guild bosses, I believe. I don't think you can refresh them, so I do apologize. I technically lied. I feel really bad about that actually. But it's just there's too much to explain in this video. Okay, so that's how you absolutely break Rin, right? But we're going into our water team, which is Rin, Laplace, Tamara, Mene. So what does Laplace do?
Yes. How can I help you?
Well, we already have like what 1, 2, 3 debuffs with Tamara. 4 if you count the weapon we gave her, which allows her to decrease attack, but it's only 50% chance, so I don't really count it, but it definitely comes into play. Also, there was priority decrease, which I don't know who has that. Like, I don't... Wait. I'm confused on who has that priority decrease. Because I know it's not Tamara, it's not Rin, right?
Rin, at your service.
Sorry, found her here. Penetration, and then nope. So there's this priority decrease, which I'm confused about, because I don't remember that being on my team.
Yes. How can I help you?
Like the boss had priority decrease. I was so confused when that happened. But I mean, it works in our case because the boss has 4 debuffs when they're in break or not in break. So Laplace is going to be scaling pretty decently. So I've already done Laplace's, but her chain finish is really broken because it deals fixed damage equal to 8% of the target's max health after attacking. So she just does 8% of the boss's max health, which is ridiculous. Yeah, she does a lot of damage. That's pretty much what you need to know. Increased effectiveness for 2 turns. Damage dealt increased proportion to the number of debuffs on the target, so this is the thing. If she does kill an enemy, she will gain an extra turn. So again, with the Rin, you're pretty much just speed clearing everything. It's just ridiculous. So this skill, 80% chance to reduce the target's attack for 2 turns. So there's 1 extra debuff. I forgot that she had this. Honestly, I don't really pay attention to that. 80% chance to grant barrier to all allies. So there, Rin, especially, always gonna have her second skill available. I don't really use her basic. It's really just for the dual attack, because she gains 50% priority. So I don't see the reason to I really don't see the reason to like, if you really want to break her, then go ahead, but I feel like her dual attack with Tamara is good enough. So yeah, the barrier, and then the barrier is increased proportional to her attack, so obviously that matters. Yeah, and then her basic. Oh, okay, so it was the speed, not priority, because I saw this thing. Yeah, it was the play button is what I call it, the play button debuff. So it was speed. Oh, so it was her basic. See, I don't really. Wait, it's only 50% completely. Oh, they gotta redo this skill. It's gotta be at least 6. Oh no, well no, because Siron also has a 50%. Yeah, and speed is really important. It's like it makes or breaks your tech. So I feel like that's fine. Oh yeah, so she has 2 debuffs built into her. I didn't even realize that. I just use other characters with debuffs because I'm like, oh, Laplace doesn't have any debuffs. She does, but they're just pretty low chances, especially her basic. But her basic, the speed down is ridiculous. 30% reduction in speed is like you lose a third of your turns, which is saying a lot. And that's if you're fast enough to you know, speed all the rangers, which you're definitely not doing if you have reduction in speed. So yeah, it's pretty much like you. So let's do one gameplay, all right? We'll do one gameplay. So you understand how they work. I can go over her burst skill real quick. She basically does more damage, and she can actually remove debuffs. So Laplas is kind of like a defensive mage that protects your team, but also does a lot of damage if you got debuffs on your team, which we do. So we also have critical hit chance. We also have critical damage. Yeah, it's disgusting. That's all I gotta say. And then yeah, the break is gonna make her deal even more damage. Not for the fixed part, because that's part of her chain skill. Where do you see the chain skill again? I forgot. Nope, that's not where we see it. Right. Where's the chain? Oh, right here. I'm dumb. So not the afterwards part. That'll still be a fixed damage because it's always fixed. But the attack before 7.5% increase is just okay. Yeah. So yeah, there we go. Let's do one gameplay run. So I'm gonna see if I can do it. But if not, yeah, I think I'm just gonna show you because it's a lot of tech, right? That I have to show you that I just explained. So it was the guild board and then guild security area. That's what they're called. So I can't refresh these, can I? Nah. See, that's what I'm talking about. So this fire boss, I've been getting like 130k just with my third team alone. So oh wait, we got to do this. So yeah, and also the break actually comes into play a lot because it actually does come into play, which I was surprised about. And then we always do advantageous damage, so with Rin, basically. Yeah, this is ridiculous. I can't show y'all, which sucks, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, and then once we get to Mara, the 4-star, like it's over. It is over, whatever they say. Hey, it's not over, but it's gonna be a lot of good stuff we're gonna be dealing with. Yeah, so that's how you effectively break Rin, and that's how you make Rin. That's how you make a really good water team. So I think that might honestly be one of the most broken water teams. I'm kidding you not. Like I showed you all the gear on the characters, right? And it's 2 3-stars, 1 5-star, and then 1 4-star. Granted, I did
at your service.
Kind of splurge to get this because I like broke it through all the way, and then you know. This increases damage 2% of the target's math health when attacking a single target. So I forgot about that actually. And then the oh, I forgot about the penetration too. Oh, okay, yeah. It doesn't really matter for us because she's only hit like 2 or 3 times in the entire boss battle that we're talking about. But this definitely makes her scale a lot better than I thought. Oh, I didn't even realize she had 80% effectiveness. Oh, that is disgusting. No, sorry, 80 effectiveness. That's disgusting. Oh my goodness. How much attack do I have on her? Ah, yeah, that seems 4,500. Oh, 40. Yeah, basically 45. It's like 4,400. 4,400. Okay, yeah. So that's gonna be it for this video. I apologize for no gameplay. Just apologize for lying to you all. It just was a lot more. Like we went over Veronica. I think we shouldn't have, but I just had to explain because she actually works really well with Rin. So if you want to take out Laplas, you can. But I'm telling you, people are sleeping on Laplas. For boss content, she is ridiculous. And also, I mean, her plus Mene is enough to sustain your team. You got barrier and you got AoE heals for days. Like, come on. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? You can decide who you put on your team. If you want to break Rin, then I would put Veronica and replace with Laplas. If you want a more, like, well-rounded speed clearing or just really good damage dealing water team that is able to sustain itself decently, then I would go this way. If you want a team that's able to sustain itself completely, then I would go Veronica. Honestly, if you get Rin to 5 or 6 stars, you can probably just take out Laplas and then use Veronica. But the thing is, you're gonna have to wait in order to get a lot of damage. The thing is, Rin is gonna be taking a lot of dual attacks, so I'm just telling you now, if you put Veronica on your team, your Rin is gonna be 1,000 times. For Rin, how? Why didn't? I'm sorry. I'm still like, huh? Dual attack effect, priority increase, really? And you make her basic, already broken? I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. What? I'm just kind of speechless that they did that. That I'm pretty sure that makes Rin the strongest water striker ever. Like, why would you, like, she just cycles so well. Why would you use any other water striker? Let me just see real quick before I end the video. Water, and then we go Striker. Well, there's Beth, but I think she does bleed, right? Penetration, bleeding. Yeah, so she's better with Elisa and whatever that annoying Nine Talons girl's name is. I forgot her name. Anyway, thank y'all for watching AUG Gaming here. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. Really shows your support. Helps me out, keeps you up to date with my content. 171 subscribers last time check, so y'all are amazing. Keep going. I know there's a lot of how to play content, but don't worry, we have one Reverse 1999 video coming out. And yeah, I will have more videos for y'all tomorrow after, not this one, but the next video, which will be the Reverse 1999. More videos for How to Play coming tomorrow, and that'll be the gameplay for that. But I'm gonna have to wait, you know, basically 24 hours because the update came out, so I wasn't able to sign in at 4. So I'll have to, well, 15 hours, but I guess I can record it in the morning. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.